Hi everybody, welcome back. Thanks for watching. Today we're doing section 2.4, which is about multiplication of real numbers. Two main concepts here to know. One is when you're multiplying two real numbers with the same sign, the product is positive. When you're multiplying two real numbers with different signs, the product is negative. So this is what I mean. So you have AB, you're multiplying A times B 4 times, okay? So when you're multiplying two real numbers, such as A and B, and they have the same sign, so plus A plus B or minus A times minus B, then the product is positive, okay? And then when you're multiplying two real numbers and their signs are different, so such as minus A times plus B or plus A times minus B, then the product is negative, okay? That's one concept. The other thing you have to know are the properties of multiplication, such as when we talked about 2.3 section and adding real numbers, we learned about the commutative property, such as A times A plus B equals B plus A. Here, there's A times B equals B times A. So this is also called the commutative property. However, this is commutative property of multiplication. So the order of how you're multiplying the numbers doesn't matter. It doesn't change the product. Then the grouping of when you're multiplying three numbers doesn't change the product. So if you have A times B times C equals A times B times C, it's the same. The product is the same. So the associative property of multiplication also applies here. Then we have three other properties when you're multiplying a number with 1, with 0, or negative 1. So when you're multiplying a number with 1, you get the same number. So any number times 1 is that same number. When you're multiplying a number with 0, you get 0. Doesn't matter what the number is. When you're multiplying any number times 0 is 0. Then when you're multiplying a number times negative 1 is the opposite of that number. Okay. So those are the main concepts of this section 2.4. So let's start solving problems. Number 1, find the product. So here we have minus 6 times 7. So the signs, we have two real numbers with different signs. So the product is negative. 6 times 7 is 42. So minus 42 is the answer. Number 2, again, we have two real numbers with different signs. We have plus 10 and minus 4. Different signs, the product is negative. 10 times 4, 40. Minus 40. Number 3, now we have two real numbers with same sign. The product is positive. 8 times 7 is 56. Number 4, we have two real numbers with different signs. So minus 15 times 2, 30. Minus 30. Number 5, different signs. Product is negative. 8 times 9 is 72. Number 6, again, different signs. Minus 4 times 12 is 48. Why? Because 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 1 is 4. Okay. Number 7, we have different signs, right? Two real numbers with different signs, so minus. Now 14 times 1 is 14, 14 over 2 is 7, so minus 7 is the answer. Another thing, you can cancel out by 2. You cancel out, because remember, this is 14 or 14 over 1. So this is the same as 14 times 1, which is 14, over 1 times 2, or 2. Another thing you can do is you can cancel out 14 and 2 by 2. So you cancel out 14 and 2 by 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 14 divided by 2 is 7. So 7 times 1 is 7. So this is actually minus 7. Okay. Number 8, we have two real numbers with different signs, so minus. Now 3 and 24 cancel out by 3. So this is 3 divided by 3 is 1. 24 divided by 3 is 8. So this is 8. 1 times 8 is 8. So minus 8 is the answer. Number 9, we have two numbers with the same sign, so plus is the product, and then 5 and 2 we can cancel out by 5, so this is 1, 2 here, 2 times 2 is 4, so plus 4 is the answer. Okay. Number 10, we have two real numbers with different signs, so minus, and this is 4 times 3 is 12, 2 and 1 we remember, 4 times 1 is 4 and 1, 5, so minus 5.2 is the answer. Also, you can do 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times 0.3 is 1.2. So 4 and 1.2 is 5.2. Number 11, two numbers with different signs, so minus. And then 10 times 3.6 is, remember when you have 0, 10, or 100 or 1,000, it depends on how many zeros we have. So here we have 1 0. So whatever number we have here, if it's decimal, the decimal point moves to the right as many times as we have zeros in this number here. There's 1 0. So this from 3.6 becomes 36. So this is minus 36. Number 12, two numbers with the same sign. So this is plus, and this is here. Here what we can do is 2. 2 times 5.1 is 10.2. And then we have 1 0 here. So the decimal moves 1 point here. So this is 102. Okay. Another way you can do it is 5.1 times 20 right here. So 0 times any number is 0. And then 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 5 is 10. And then there is 1 decimal point here. So 1 decimal point here. So this is 102. Okay. Identify the property illustrated. All right. So we talked about the properties here. The commutative property of multiplication, the associative property of multiplication. This is the multiplicative property of 1, multiplicative property of 0, multiplicative property of -1. This is also called the identity property of multiplication. All right, so this is the multiplicative property of 0. Okay. Number 14, this is the commutative property, okay, of multiplication. This is the identity property of multiplication. This one, a times 1 equals 1a. Next one, 16. This is the multiplicative property of -1. Okay. Number 17, this is the associative property of multiplication. Number 18, this is the commutative property of multiplication. Number 19, this is the identity property of multiplication, because a number multiplied by 1 is that same number. 20, any number by times 0 is 0. So this is the multiplicative property of 0. 21, this is the multiplicative property of -1. When a number multiplied by -1 is the opposite of that number. Okay. Next is 22 through 27. Find the product, justify your steps. So here we can apply the associative property and multiply the numbers first, because x, we don't know what x is, so x will be in our final result. However, the numbers we can multiply out. So here we have two real numbers with the same sign, so it will be, so let's say x is remains x, and then minus minus is plus. 3 times 2 is 6, or this is the same as 6x by the commutative property of multiplication, right? X times 6 equals 6 times x. Okay, we usually write first the number and then times x. 23. So we have here minus two numbers with the same sign, so plus is the answer, and then this is 21y. 21y is the answer. 24, we can multiply 1/2 and -6. So this can be 1/2 times -6 and then times m. This is the associative property of multiplication. Right? Now here we have two numbers with different signs, so minus is the product, and then 6 and 2 cancel out by 2. So we get 1 here, 3 here, so 3 times 1 is 3, so this is -3m. So -3m is the answer. 25. Here we can do the associative property of multiplication and get the numbers multiplied first. So 6 times -2 and then times y. 6 times -2, the signs are different, +6 and -2, so the product is negative. 6 times 2 is 12, and then y, -12y is the answer. 26, we're going to multiply the numbers first, so 8 times, this is -1/2 times x. So we have two numbers with different signs, so the product is negative. And then 8 times 1 is 8, over 2 is 4. So minus 4 times x, minus 4x. Minus 4x is the answer. 27, we're multiplying the numbers first. So this is 4 times minus 3, and then times x. So the signs are different. So the product is negative. 4 times 3 is 12, minus 12x. Okay. Next is evaluate the expression when x equals 5 and y equals minus 2. So x times y, x is 5. So we have 5 times y is minus 2, minus 2. Here we have two real numbers with different signs. So negative is the product. 5 times 2 is 10, minus 10 is the answer. 29, we have 2y plus x. 2 times y is minus 2. Y is minus 2, and then plus x is 5. Oops, there's no parentheses there. So 2 times minus 2 is minus 4, plus 5 equals, which one is greater, 5 or 4? 5 is greater, so plus, then 5 minus 4 is 1, plus 1. Okay. Next one is minus 3x plus y. So this is minus 3 times x is 5 plus y is minus 2. Minus 3 times plus 5. We have two real numbers with different signs. So minus 3 times 5 is 15. And then we have minus 2, or this is minus 17. Minus 17 is the answer. 31, we have minus 4 times x is 5, minus y is minus 2. Minus 4 times plus 5 is minus 20. And then minus minus 2 is plus 2. Or this is minus 18. Because 20 is greater than 2. We take the sign of the larger number, minus, and then 20 minus 2 is 18, minus 18. Y is minus 2, minus 2. And then minus 6 times x is 5. So we do the multiplication first. So minus 2 first, and then we have minus 6 times plus 5. The signs are different, so we have minus 6 times 5 is 30. So we have two negative numbers we're adding up. So minus 30 plus 2 is 32. Minus 32. Okay. 33, we have 10 times x times y. So this is 10 times x is 5 times y is minus 2. 10 times 5 is 50 times minus 2. We have plus 50 times minus 2. Two numbers with different signs. Minus is the product. 50 times 2 is 100. So minus 100 is the answer. 34. Draining water. Water is being drained out of a tank. The average rate of change of water in the tank is minus 10 cubic feet per minute. So we have a tank of water, and it's draining out. The water is draining out 10 cubic feet per minute. So if it's 100, then it comes 90 after 1 minute, then 80, and so forth. So the rate of drainage is 10 feet cubed per minute. Find the amount of water that has been drained out of the tank after 5 minutes. So every minute, 10 feet cubed is drained out. So it's just a matter of multiplication, of multiplying 10 feet cubed over a minute times 5 minutes. Minutes and minutes cancel out, so 5 times 10 is 50 feet cubed. That's the answer for 34. Number 35, continents. The elevation of the lowest point in Asia, the Dead Sea, is 10 times lower than the elevation of the lowest point in South America, Valdez Peninsula. So this is Valdez Peninsula, and this is the Dead Sea here. If the elevation of the Valdez Peninsula is minus 40 meters, this is minus 40 meters. What is the elevation of the Dead Sea? And we know that this is 10 times x. So minus 40 meters times 10 is minus 400 meters. So the Dead Sea's elevation is minus 400 meters. Number 36, outboard motor. The outboard motor on a small boat has a 12-liter gas tank. The average rate of change of tank fuel when the outboard motor is burning fuel is minus 2 liters per hour. So we have a 12-liter tank, and the burning fuel, it's burning fuel 2 liters per hour. If the tank starts out full, find out how much gas is left after 3 hours of use. So 3 hours of use times 2 liters per hour. Hours and hours cancel out. So 6 liters. It burned 6 liters out of the 12. So 12 liters started out full minus the 6 liter it burned. It has 6 liters left in the tank. And the last one, 37. Bike tire. There's a slow leak in your bike tire. The average rate of change of air in your tire is 2 pounds minus 2 pounds per square inch per day. The amount of air in your tire is now 70 pounds per square inch. Find the amount of air that will be in your tire in 5 days. So 5 days times 2 pounds per day. Days and days cancel out. So it leaked 10 pounds over 5 days. So it started out with 70 pounds. 70 minus 10, it leaked out. The answer is 60 pounds of air, amount of air that will be in your tire in 5 days.